Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we will be analyzing three commodities, crude oil, gold and silver. We will see what kind of signals have been generated by our robot and we'll be evaluating where they might move over the next weeks. Please subscribe to our channel if you want us to keep releasing technical analysis for free, while if you want to receive our real-time alerts and our trading signals generated by our robot, then you might want to join our growing community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. Let's start with crude oil. Crude oil is hitting our very first target at 64 US dollar with a signal generated by our robot early in August 2021. As you can see here, at the time crude oil was worth 40 US dollar, and now we are going to hit our very first target, 64 US dollar. Now, if we switch to the weekly chart, we will see that we have a second and final target for now at around 80 US dollar. Right now, we do believe that at 64, 65 US dollar, crude oil might be retracing from this level. Now, if we switch and we analyze this spreadsheet, here we have a few signals generated by our robot. We use a particular way of generating signals. In fact, we use 4 different proprietary indicators over 2 different time frames. And what happens is that the trading systems generates buying signals when we hit here 6, at least from +6 to +8 we have buy signals, while from -6 to -8 we have a sell short signal. Here we see gold and silver. For gold we are negative with -6 points, while for silver we are at 8 points, which means the maximum. Okay, so for the crude oil, what we see is that we have the minus cycles and the other cycles based on the average cycle for the crude oil are both positive. So as you can see here, our trading system generated the very first signal around 40 US dollar. So actually we are up from 40 US dollar till 60. Right now is 63 US dollars. We are going to hit our very first target. From here we do believe we are going to retrace, and then we'll be hitting our second target, and for now the final one at 80 US dollar. From here we see a horizontal resistance, which was the horizontal support over 2014-2015. Now let's move on and let's analyze what we can retrieve for gold. As I've been saying before, the system has generated a -6 points, which is something negative. And as you can see here, in terms of cycles, we see that for the weekly chart, that both cycles are right now negative. Now, if we analyze the white curve, we see that the derivative is negative, which means the slope of the white curve is negative. In other words, we are not going to buy gold right now. From -6, the system has generated a sell short signal, so we might see gold hitting the very first threshold at 1,660 US dollar. Also, this cycle, as you can see here, is negative. This is the weekly scenario. If we switch to the daily scenario, we will see where we are even in terms of daily scenario. As you can see here, even in this case, we have the white curve, which is pointing low, and also here we have the red curve, which has crossed below the azul one. Now let me say that in terms of general current scenario for the stock market right now, I do believe the European stocks are going to, and more in general, the European market is going to outperform the American one. Right now what is happening is that the big hands are moving their money, so are liquidating their position, and they are moving their money from the tech American companies into banks, airplane companies, and oil companies. In fact, as you can see, as you can easily see, oil companies like Eni, Saipem, Total, Tenaris has been moving upwards over the next weeks, and our system so far has generated fantastic, brilliant buy signals. Okay, now let's move on and let's analyze silver. So again, meanwhile we're waiting for silver, let's then remind our strategy. So we do believe European markets will outperform for the very first semester the American ones. What is happening is that the big hands are liquidating their position. So what we see here in terms of daily analysis, even in this case we are up, our trading system has generated a fantastic buy signal. Again, for silver we have 8 points. Now silver is working this horizontal resistance around 28 US dollar. If we break above 28 or let's say 29 US dollar to be more precise, we are definitely skyrocketing till 37, 38 US dollar at least. As you can see here in terms of cycle, the white curve is pointing upwards, and here the red one as well is pointing upwards, being above the azure one. Now if we switch to the weekly analysis, what we see again is that that's a fantastic movement, and these two signals, these two cycles are included inside our robot. They are taken into consideration once generating our signals. As you can see here, they are pointing upwards. Okay, so fantastic trending signals even in this case for silver. So our robot was fantastic in predicting silver going up, while understanding that the gold was pointing down. Okay guys, if you want to receive our trending signals generated by our robot, then you might want to join our growing community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. Thank you guys.